Good day to you all. On behalf of Father Mike and myself and the team, can I extend our prayerful good wishes on the fifth Sunday of Easter and hope that our team efforts are helping you through Eastertide and that this difficult period that we are finding ourselves in. The Gospel today has a rather touching story about Jesus and the disciples. He's helping them to get ready for his suffering and death. They're a bit stunned, to say the least. Once he had asked if they were going to leave him, just as many others had, Peter had said, "Where would we go? You have the words of eternal life." Now the situation's reversed. He's talking about leaving them. So he says a simple thing. Do not let your hearts be troubled by this. You have faith in God, have faith also in me. The straightforward meaning of this directive is you know how to trust. You do it with God, so use some of that kind of trust with me. But I think there's also a much deeper meaning. He's saying in effect, I, Jesus, am at complete union with the Father. I am a member of the Trinity. I'm a revelation of everything that the Father is. When you trust the Father, you are trusting me in the very same act. But it goes right over their heads, as it often does ours. So, Jesus, being compassionate, tries an illustration. In my Father's house, there are many dwelling places. If there were not, would I have told you? I'm going to prepare a place for you. And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come back again and take you to myself. He speaks of a physical place where we can all be together again. He will come back and get us. Who could misunderstand this? The apostles could and did. Fear and panic blocked it. Jesus tried a different approach. Where I'm going, you know the way. Thomas explains the practical difficulty with such a statement. Master, we do not know where you're going, so how can we know the way? In today's language, we would probably phrase it more like, aye, right. If you would just tell us plain and simple where you're going, and we'll get there before you. Again, he's missed the deeper meaning. Jesus had often referred to himself as the way, as in, I am the way, the truth, and the life. You can know the way to the Father because the way is me. It's a beautiful depth of truth, but it doesn't work. So then Philip cuts to the chase. Let's be down to earth and practical. Just show us the Father, and that will be enough for us. Philip has uttered a masterpiece of practical misunderstanding. Jesus, now shocked too, says, have I been with you so long a time, and you still do not know me, Philip? Believe me that I am in the Father, and the Father is in me. This was a step too far, a statement of the oneness of Trinitarian presence. God's love has taken human form and lived amongst us. It can never leave us, not really. Not even to go to some faraway, spacious house. God is in Jesus, and Jesus is in the world, and he sends his Spirit to show us the way. Most of us grew up in a faith world where we're used to making promises, baptismal promises, Lenten promises, New Year promises. We can handle promises we make because we're in control of them. We each determine the extent of what we promise, so we have control. But when someone else makes a promise to us, we don't have control. We're vulnerable. We have to trust that they will come good. Today's gospel, a wonderful promise. He's going to prepare a place for us. And then one day, he'll come to bring us with him, so that where he is, we may also be. It was during the Last Supper that Jesus began to talk to his disciples about his leaving. They were sorrowful to the point of distress. He consoled them with those words we heard in the gospel. about there being many rooms in the Father's house, and him going to prepare a place for them, and returning to take them with him. This means we have an eternal home to go to, the Father's house. God is waiting on us coming home. But to see him fully, we need to die. We really need to believe that dying is in fact going home. And how good is that? I found that passage from the Gospel today to be invaluable to use as I minister to people at the time of death. It's such a comfort to those who are dying and to those who are being left behind. The belief that there is a home waiting for us, someplace where we will feel comfortable, where we can be ourselves, where we can fit in, where we will be in the company of family and people we love. What a comfort that is. And it's all ours. All we're asked to is to love one another, to create the sort of atmosphere and environment here on earth that we will come to enjoy in eternity. That's what being a missionary disciple is all about.